Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon, beloved. It's so good to see each and every one of you today who are about to come in and join us on our live. I always like to tell those of you who will see this live at the beginning, we've got a special community check-in on today where we will be talking about a new single that our church is releasing called Forever Depending on You. We're going to do something a little different today. We're going to have our worship leader interview me. They talked me into this. It wasn't my favorite idea, but Forever Depending on You is a song that I wrote. And so we're going to have time around in about 15 minutes to give our worship leader a chance to interview me about the song. We're going to let him then sing a little bit of the song. And then I'm just going to kind of just give you a couple of things I'd love you to think about on today before we have our prayer. So if you are here today, I want to welcome you to our community check-in. Thank those of you who are already going on in the comments and letting me know you're here. Dee Dee Wigfall, Irene Smith, Michelle Gordon. It's so good to see each and every one of you on today. You all know that a lot of times I wear something intentional. So I want to shout out to my high school classmate. Well, he's not schoolmate, not classmate. I graduated in 93. Benny Green graduated in 92. So if anybody sees this, make sure Benny gets to see this. I'm wearing his clothing line called Him Luxury. It is inspired by when the lady with the issue of blood touched the hem of Jesus's garment. Him is an acronym for his eternal message. So I wanted to shout out to Benny Green for his clothing line. And again, I'm supporting on today. Orange is one of my favorite colors. Purple is my favorite color, but orange is one of my favorite colors. So come on in. I'm going to ask you to do what I do each week, and I've not done yet. And that is I'm going live. JJ, if you can hear me, I'm about to send you this link. I know you're waiting for me. Let me find now Fellowship of Love, and I'm going on to share actually, hold on. Did I just see it on? Okay, so I can just share from here. Sharing. I'm going to say check in with me and hear about our new single. Hope you all are coming into the comments. Hope you all are taking time to share as I am sharing Forever Depending on You. Now, many of you know we began this process of live check-ins with the intent, purpose of having some time as a church to just check in during this COVID-19 virus, and we use this time because we can't meet with each other physically. And so we take some of this time here to just join together, to connect together, to see how each other's doing. We can't see each other, but I don't know about you. Sometimes it's just great to see people that you know and you love into the comments. Good to see you, Chantel, Miss Marsha on YouTube, Miss Laris Marks, Miss Sonia Harper, Jeanette Register. Excited about each and every one of you coming on and joining on today. I pray that you would take time to go ahead and share. Take time to share this broadcast as we get into the meat and potatoes. But most of all, as in addition to sharing, I'm hoping that you'll take time to let me know your prayer requests. At the end of each check-in, we do a prayer, and I like to call people by name. And so if you know someone today who needs prayer, if you know someone today who needs or who wants prayer, we want to hear about them. We want to know about them. So wherever you are and whatever you are doing, come on here and let me know who you'd like me to pray for. Good to see you, Miss Deneen Pitts. Good to see you checking in on everyone. Let me go ahead and give you a few announcements as you are sharing, and let me change my banner so that you can know that we're taking prayer requests and praise reports. Let me also remind you to follow us on all of our different streams. If you are here today and you are not following us, follow us at Fellowship of Love Church here on Facebook. at FOL Church on Instagram. Our YouTube page is FOL Space Church. Our Twitter is FOL Church. So I hope that you would consider on today making sure you're connected with us on all of our mediums. All right. The next couple of Saturdays, we're passing out communion, 10 o'clock to 12 o'clock at Community Christian, 349 Kenwood Road. The next 2 Saturdays, 10 a.m. to noon, we are going to be at Community Christian, 349 Kenwood Road, Fayetteville, Georgia. You can indeed go by there and pick up your communion elements as you prepare for the first Sunday, which I believe is July 5th, maybe. Bryce's birthday, I think, is on a Friday. My child's birthday is coming up, you all, this Friday, about 8 days. He could probably tell you better than I can. But we're excited as he is about to be 14 years old. How time flies. But join us, please. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Hello, Miss Pat Howard. Hey, Mom, if you're saying hello, hello, hello. I'm beginning, Deneen. I'm getting your name down. So that's one announcement. One announcement is we're passing out communion the next 2 Saturdays. The second announcement I have is this Friday, and I'm writing down these prayer requests as I see them. I see you, Miss Gloria. So I'm writing down Charlie and Charity Willoughby. And I'm writing down Hayward Archie. You know, I always joke with you all that we are in 20th century ministry, and this COVID-19 has brought ministry to a new level. I'm still writing names, but I'm just going to pause in a minute just to remind you all what 20th century ministry looks like when we go on live. So I am representing my friend of mine who has this clothing line, Him Luxury Apparel. But you all look here, let me just go on and show you all. But in the bottom here, I'm in my little Target Lucky Charms Clover pajamas. Amen. Amen. You didn't know that God could work while you were in pajamas, but I'm here to let you know that God is moving on today, even though I'm in pajama bottoms. That's what 20th century ministry looks like on today. Miss Marsha, I am writing your names down. I'm just having a little fun with you all, just to laugh a little bit. But that's what ministry is looking like. I've been up this morning reading, but I hadn't taken my pajamas off. And I realized I at least took my pajama top off and put on a nice presentable shirt for you all on today. But make no mistake about it, we're doing ministry in pajamas. God works in mysterious ways. Who knew when I picked this up at Target some months ago that it would be used to be in ministry with you all? I've got Joyce Longmire and Helen Reginald. All right, I've got Irene Jenkins. I have her down. I have Misty, good to see you. Monica, good to see you. Miss Irene Smith, Velma Dawkins. Okay, I'm writing them down now. Velma Dawkins and John Kelly. For those of you who don't know, we're checking in about 6, 7 minutes. We're going to move on and begin talking about our new single, Forever Depending on You. But right now, we are just taking prayer requests and praise reports. Before we get into the meat of this check-in, I want to offer you this opportunity to give in your prayer requests, give in your praise reports, and let us know how you are doing. Velma Dawkins and John Kelly. The second announcement I have, this Friday, we are going to be at Fayette Square in downtown Fayetteville. We will be outside and we are having our love songs in the square. This is the best and closest thing we're going to get to a birthday party. So if you can, and if you feel comfortable, I want you to come out. Now, let me say this. I know some of you don't feel comfortable going to any event of any kind right now. And we totally respect and understand that. If you don't feel comfortable coming to Love Songs in the Square this Friday from 7 to 10, please know it will be live on Facebook. We will be having it live on Facebook. We'll have it live on Facebook so you can stay home and be in the comfort of your own home and still celebrate with us. However, I do want you to know that we have taken great lengths and great precautions. I need to charge my phone. I just unplugged it. We are taking precautions to ensure and assure we are being safe as possible. We are social distancing all tables, and we've limited the tables to 4 at a table. So if you come with your people in your sphere of influence and your family, you can sit at a 4-person table. If you need to order 2 tables, you can do that, but the tables will be socially distant. We will also have markers for those people with lawn chairs so that you can appropriately social distance even in your seating. We encourage you to wear masks while you're walking around. And if you don't have any masks, we will be providing masks at the scene. We will be giving out hand sanitizer for each and every person who attends on this Friday. I'm looking for the rest of these. It is only for 14 years old and older. We don't want any small children there because we know the younger the children get, the less manageable they get. And we don't want to put any children in harm's way. But we're trusting adults to kind of get to their seat and kind of stay still. Now, once you get to your seat, once you get to your table, of course, you're more than welcome to take your mask off if that's more comfortable, because you will be seated in a socially distant way. We are going to do this event as responsibly as possible, as responsible as possible. I'm trying to look for any other safety precautions we're taking. I think that's it. Free admission if you bring a lawn chair. If you want to buy a 4-person table, it's $50. You can go to the website or you can go to our app, give the $50 and explain it's for a table at Love Songs in the Square. Absolutely. I'm putting the Oakleys, Miss Gammy Oakley, Miss Ruby Oakley. I know that's you. It's good to see you on today, wherever you are. I'm glad you're able to join us on today. So that's the second announcement. Love Songs in the Squares this Friday. Come celebrate our church's birthday. We celebrate all month, and this is the big shindig that we're being able to do. We were not able to have our picnic. We didn't imagine a way we could do that and it'd be fun and safe. But this is the one thing that we feel like we've been able to do. We're grateful for Fayette County for giving us the go-ahead to do it. This will be the first event in Fayette County since COVID-19 shut everything down. And so encourage your family and your friends, but make everyone aware that we will be social distancing. And so please come with that in mind. Yes, it will go live, Miss Jane Powell. It will be live on our Facebook page from 7 to 10 on Friday. If we can figure out how to do it via this means here, which is StreamYard, we may even do that, but we're going to see. But I can guarantee you we will be live in some shape, form, or fashion on this Friday, 7 to 10. Okay. Anything else? Third announcement, and that is what we're here to talk about today. We are here to talk about Forever Depending on You. I've agreed to be interviewed by our worship leader, and it is really about that time. So here's what I want you to do. If you still have a prayer request, I want you to feel free to put your prayer request in the comments. But here's what I want you to do before I bring JJ on. I want you to take a moment to stop everything you're doing and share this live from whatever means you have. So click that little arrow and tell people to check in with us. We're about to talk about this new single that is coming out on July 1st, Forever Depending on You. So here's what I'm doing. Thank you so much, Cassia. I'm writing down your prayer request as I'm bringing JJ on. And there he is, representing his alma mater, Clark Atlanta University. Find a way or make one.
Amen. Make one. Absolutely. Find a way or make one. Hello, Pastor.
All right. I'm gonna hand. How you doing, sir? I'm handing the floor over to you. I'm just gonna be an obedient interviewee today, and just we're gonna take this conversation kind of wherever you want to take it. Thank you so much for joining us again. Please take a moment if you're listening now to share live.
Well, awesome. Thank you for allowing today. Hey, guys, today is the JJ Sylvain Takeover. We are going to talk just a little bit about Forever Depending on You, which is a new single coming out from folk music. And if you don't know, folk music is a music that's created through our church, our music ministry. The primary team of writers and producers would be Pastor and our Mr. Music, Mr. Dale Phillips, and myself. And of course, then we involve our team in the creation of the music. And it's been a pretty wonderful journey. We've been doing it now for since the beginning, 12 years of songwriting, so 12 years of creating. And so now this year we are super excited about this single. And so definitely on July 1st, we want you guys to go out and pick it up and just play it over and over and over, tell two friends to tell two friends, and just to make it a part of your playlist, your everyday playlist, Forever Depending on You. So I get the chance to interview my pastor, Pastor B.A. Jackson. So y'all give him some claps out there on Facebook and everything. Y'all just celebrate him right now. Tell him, great day. Hello, Pastor. Good to hear from you. And I'm just going to jump to a few questions. All right? You ready? Yeah, I like his facial expressions. Look at him.
I'm laughing. Cassie is cutting up in these comments.
She always does. Hey, Doc. So first, explain the story. You definitely came to us, to Dale and I, with this wonderful song, and tell us more about kind of what was the inspiration for Forever Depending on You for you.
Yeah, so, and I said I was going to look for this, and now I'm looking for it as we're talking. What was the inspiration? So it's interesting because as I reflect over and over again, Forever Depending on You is probably one of the first songs that I've written that came from two different places in my life. Believe it or not, now, if you're not in the songwriting, you may not get this. So let me do my best to explain, because Lord knows I'm not a musician either, you all. But I think whenever you're creating a song, there are two things that I guess have to come together. And that is melody and then words, lyrics. And for some musicians, I think some people get melody first. I just hear this song going this way and they don't get words. What's interesting about me is because I don't have a musical background, I very rarely get melody first. I almost always get words first. Like I get words first. There are songs I can think of that I've gotten some form of melody almost simultaneous or before. The first one is, what is that on Love Is? Not but Just Because You're Worthy. That's one of the first songs that I got words and melody at the same time. But this song, I got the melody first because I don't know if you remember, it didn't start off being Forever Depending on You. It was something like Your Love Is All That. I had something in that same, and we spent weeks trying to figure out how to get this melody and get the right words on this melody. Right. That's what I'm looking for. Hopefully I'll find it. I'll look for it and we can come back to that. But the two verses, the verses were inspired from two different points in my life. The first one is it actually happened in my professional life at church. We're a church. So like any church, people come, people leave, for different reasons. If anybody knows about our church, if anybody knows about me, I am by no means a perfect pastor. One of the things I got from my daddy that's a strength and a weakness is I can be very, very convicted. Convicted is also another good way to say stubborn. Well, any of you all are ever looking for a word to substitute stubborn, when people call you stubborn, say, no, I'm just convicted. I'm a person.
I like that.
That's right.
I like that.
But one of my convictions about Fellowship of Love when I began it is, and this goes into our vision, revolutionize an idea and impact of church. I wanted to make sure our church people didn't experience our church as just the average church they see on every corner or they've been to every Sunday. Right. And so one of the things that we committed to, and you all know this if you're a Fellowship of Love church, is giving 10% to the community. Taking 10% of all we have. From day one, we started doing offering in our Bible study before we had worship, March, April, May of 2008. But every dollar we've gotten, we put 10% of to give away. Now, when we first started, that was a great thing. Everybody loved it. As we began to need and want things as a church, there became some tension around, should we be given 10%? And there are so many things that as a church we don't have. For example, the biggest thing, we don't have a facility. We don't have a facility. And so as the urge to get a facility and things like that came, our church began to question, should we be giving so much money away when we need a lot of money to build a facility? I mean, as we speak right now, we have given, good to see you, Benny, too. This is Benny Green. He is, Benny, if you put the Instagram where people can get these, I'll show it in a minute. So if you just put it in the comments, I'll highlight the comment in a minute, too. Toot is his nickname, y'all. But we began to have tension over this 10%. And I understood what people are saying. They were like, Pastor, we need a facility, yet we're giving all this money away. As I speak now, we've probably given over $500,000 to the community. Well, when you think about that, that's a heck of a deposit that we could have had to a facility. And so we began to have tension, so much so that some people didn't know if Fellowship of Love was for them. And I remember being very torn and being very hurt about this idea that, God, I really believe I'm standing on what you told me to do. And this is causing a lot of tension in our church. And some people are coming to the understanding this church is not for them. Right. And so it became one of those things where, okay, God, I'm going to have to depend on you. And so I literally began to write the words, and here it goes, whatever the cost, whatever I lose. And I got to go look myself because it's been so long, but it was like, I'll stand on your
word. I'll cling to your word. I'll hold on to you.
Hold on to you. And so those words, they were coming straight out of that struggle. You've brought me too far. I'm with you to stay. Don't let me give out until you make way. Now that came out of my professional life. Now the second verse did not come out of my professional life. It came out of my personal life. I always tell you all, I have make no bones about it. I'm not ashamed to say it, all of this. I have a therapist. I've been having a therapist for years. I've gone through some great trials personally during this time at Fellowship of Love. By now, everybody knows I divorced for a second time, and I was married. I got engaged while I was a pastor, married while I was a pastor, divorced while I was a pastor. And if anybody's been through divorce, I'll tell you what someone told me, and it's very true. I don't care how needed it is, what the reasons, why you're getting divorced. Divorce is painful. And so one of the most painful moments of my life was actually when we started the church, but also my divorce. And so going through those struggles and trials, I can remember being at a point where I could not think week to week, month to month, or year to year. I can remember being so sad and so broken. I could not think far. I literally was just asking God, I just need you to help me to make it today. Like I need strength today. And so out of that struggle, out of that pain, out of that depression, out of those therapy sessions came this prayer I used to pray to God in so many words. And here's the second verse, just give me enough to make one more day. I won't even worry about the next day. Just give me enough to make it one more day. Just help me to last until you make a way. Because no matter how down I got, I really do believe God's going to make a way. It's just, can I make it? Until, when are you going to turn the corner? When are my feelings going to turn the corner? When is some of my sadness going to turn into joy? And then again, you brought me this far. I'm with you to stay. And then here's the thing. Don't let me give out. If anybody's ever been sad or depressed, you know that feeling. I'm ready to give up. I'm ready to throw it in. I'm ready to give out. I'm tired. I don't want to do it anymore. I don't want to struggle anymore. And it's just that feeling of, God, don't let me give out. All right. I answered that way too long. Y'all know I'm long-winded.
Yes. But
that's my last long answer.
Yeah, let's just hold on to that. We'll see. And that's fine. Because I think we need that kind of background on what spawned the lyric. For me as a songwriter, I get you. It's either one or the other, and usually it's coming out of either something emotional or it's just there's a pattern in my head, right? And I got to get that pattern out, whatever that pattern is. And it may be melodic, it may be just a rhythmic pattern, or it could be the prose, the lyrics. With having that, how do you think being a pastor or being a writer of sermons has either helped or hindered you in learning how to put your patterns together as a songwriter? Like, did the phrases come? Because here's the bad part, guys. I was in that room, so some of this I know. So don't pretend like I don't know anything. So how does that either help or hinder you when you're formalizing or forming your melodic lines or your songs? Did it come in individual phrases or long phrases, or do you
Yeah,
have to edit? Like, what's your
that's a
process?
one of the things that I want to get out of as a songwriter is thinking everything has to rhyme.
Good.
If you go back and look at everything I've written, it rhymes because in my mind it has to rhyme. So one of the things that forms my pattern is this thing that's stuck in my head. You got to make it rhyme.
Right.
That's one thing. The second thing, but it really is often somewhere in my heart, my mind. I'll have a sentiment. I'll have a thought. And the question is for me now, how do I get that thought that usually fits somewhere in this melody, in this case, and in this rhyme pattern? And so
Right.
I'll keep tweaking. Like, and one of the things about songwriting is I think when you're writing a song, you're trying to say as much as possible in as little space
Yeah,
as possible.
I would agree. There's a producer, a guy named Mutume, and he did like Juicy and all these wonderful songs. And there's an interview he did, and he said, it needs to, you need to have impact, but it needs to be as simple as a nursery rhyme. Like people need to be able to get it.
Mm-hmm.
And that I think has also helped drive how I think about and how sometimes even when we're in the room together, how we all come together and think about how do we, how do we say the most? And I look back on even some of the earlier songs. We were telling stories and doing some great things, but we had a lot of verbiage, right? A lot of words. And then watching the Pool Praise team, high standard. We love you guys. You guys are amazing. They would get up there and they're singing these songs and they're doing a great job. But then you look back and you go, okay, we can simplify that. We can kind of be more direct with our writing. I think you did an amazing job here with this one, going from verse to verse, kind of setting up the story. I know what my favorite line is as an artist to be able to sing it. What's your favorite line in the song?
It's probably the first, probably half of the second verse. Just give me enough to make one more day. Just help me to last till you make a way.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's probably.
Most connected.
I know it's not the interview, but I'm curious to know.
Oh, I mean, I was gonna get to it. So because it's my transition. See, it's my transition. All right. So my favorite line, of course, is "No weapon greater, no battle bigger. Your love will see me through." And I believe that there's strength in repetition, right? And so when you guys hear the song, like it ends up being our tag at the end. Some people call it a bridge, but it's not really a bridge. It really is the vamp, and we just drive it home and repeat it over and over. And I think it's so strong because we're saying a lot with not a lot of words, and then the repetition of it. No weapon greater, no battle bigger, your love will see me through. No weapon greater, no battle bigger, your love will see me through. And it's almost mantra-ish that you can just kind of, if you're meditating, you're able to say that over and over and over again to kind of push yourself through challenge. I think it works well. I think it works well, and the team, I think they delivered it well. So that's my favorite.
No, yeah.
All right. So this next question is a question that BA gave us to answer, and our interviews are coming out in a little bit. I think I already know the answer to this, but if you were to get a tattoo, this is his question, y'all. If you were to get a tattoo from this song, which line would it be? Would it be the phrase you said before? What would it be?
That's a great question. I don't know. Okay, and it's so funny to give y'all history, you all. One of the things we've been talking about as we've been getting this song out is like interview questions. And so I won't be the only interview that'll be a part of it as we kind of promote this song. And so I gave this question to them. And here's the thing. I don't know if I thought about the answer, but I told them to ask, what line do you think is most tattoo worthy? All right, so let me think about that. What would I get as a tattoo? So it's interesting. I might get with your favorite line. For me, that seems more tattoo worthy, right? No weapon greater, no
battle bigger.
No battle bigger. Your love will see me through.
Yeah,
If not, I might get ... till you make a way.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
that's good.
Like,
good.
Yeah, I might. Matter of fact, y'all. So here's the speaking of tattoo. Y'all won't believe this. I was 27 when I got my earrings. Here I go. I'm telling the story. I know. I wanted earrings all through high school. My dad was a pastor. My mama was really holy. My grandparents were holy. So earrings were not in the cards for me. And by the time I remember my 27th birthday coming up, and I was like, I've been wanting a tattoo since I was a kid. I mean, not earrings since I was a kid. And so for my 27th birthday, I got earrings. And so it was out of this. I'm grown now. I've had this desire for over 10 years. I'm getting earrings. I knew it was going to be an issue because I was a preacher, and then I wasn't a pastor. But when I was a pastor, I can't tell you how many comments I got in the first 5 years. Now I think people are just used to me with the earrings. But I do want a tattoo. I don't have any tattoos on me. And because I've yet to find a tattoo that I'm going to have to get some big tattoo that has a lot on it. Some Fellowship of Love sign, something with Bryce, something, just multiple things, some type of design that can look good and cover a lot of ground. Right. I probably will only get one. But
so we heard it first, guys. So Pastor's going to get a whole sleeve with all this stuff on it. We're going to put together a little fund to get Pastor's whole sleeve with all his Bryce and Fellowship of Love, everything, just one big tattoo, just cover it all right there.
Correct. Somebody right now is real holy and thinking we just a big sinners. Y'all don't be too holy for this. Don't be too holy. Tanisha in the comments, JJ, you can't see the comments. She just said, let's get matching tats though. Yeah, we should have a Fellowship of Love tat challenge. Like everybody Fellowship of Love be invited to get the same tat.
Guys, I can't say absolutely. I'm down. I'm in. I am in. All right, so I won't hold you too much longer. We've done these songs, and now we're at the point where let me backtrack. Initially, if you guys that have been around remember, these songs were actually supposed to be delivered to us from our live New Year's about 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. And from that particular version to where we are now with the song, how it came out. Then it was a lot of work. And another shout out, we got to give a shout out to our Minister of Music and primary producer, Dale Phillips. Uncle Dale is the best. He's a hardworking dude. And he has been not only diligent, but patient in trying to make all the pieces fit together. And it was a lot of work. It was a tremendous amount of work because we attempted, semi-successfully to do a lot of recording. And so the music that will come from this will be the first song, and then several others will be coming out of that recording. How do you feel about the song, kind of when we finished it and where it is right now? Like, tell me the things that you enjoy about it. When you listen to it, like, what's the part that kind of makes you move? Like, is it a certain voice? Like, talk to me about the song in respect to where it was and now where it is as we're ready to put it out.
Yeah, so that's a great question. Here's what I'll tell you what I love most about writing with you all. I'm not a singer. So the best part for me is allowing a song to go transition from whatever's in my head and then whatever I do, because what you all don't know is whenever I have a song idea, I have to do it on a voice memo on my phone, and then I let Dale and JJ hear it.
Right.
I wish I'm looking for this. I can't. Oh, this may be it right here.
This is what we're doing?
Yes. Okay.
This is what we're doing.
I want you all.
This is what we're doing?
Yes. So here's what.
I didn't approve this deal. No, I had nothing to do with this deal.
It's y'all. So look, it's me and then y'all. So this song first came into my mind May 5th, 2016. I just found it in my voice memo. And I hope you all are gonna be able to hear this, but here is where it started. And the song, the words, first word, something about your love brings the praise out of me, or something like
Yep.
that.
Yes, it was.
Your love brings the praise out of me. All right, now that is where it started. Now here is where it is right now. Whatever the cause, whoever I lose, I'll cling to your word. Yes, I'll hold on to you. Whatever the cause. Now, what you're about to hear is those same O's that you just heard at the beginning. Here it comes now in the song. I'll hold on to you. Oh, oh, oh. So just to hear something go from so raw and jagged to something so good and refined, that's one of my favorite parts. Second, two other things I love. Many of you know, JJ knows this. I love JJ's voice. And for me, JJ's voice is at its best when you can hear it. It's soft, smooth, and silky. So when you find that match of a song that can match that voice, it's like, to me, one of the best tones out. If you've never heard New Jerusalem, you ought to go listen to New Jerusalem. You can look on YouTube, put New Jerusalem, FOLC, or Fellowship of Love Church. You'll hear, to me, one of JJ at his best. I love JJ on, it's another song I wrote, so that's probably, but Just Because You're Worthy, I love hearing JJ's voice. If you go and look up Just Because You're Worthy, you'll hear JJ, to me, at his best. And so I think the beginning of this song with just the acoustic guitar strings plucking and JJ's voice, I think is beautiful. But then I love the contrast, how it goes from this beautiful soft song to almost sounds like a whole nother song when we bring in the beat and bring in Karen. So I love the juxtaposition, the moves of the song. That for me is kind of some of my favorite things about just the creation of it and melodically.
Gotcha. I think, well, first, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I do. I think I like you said, the juxtaposition of it all. And for me, when Karen takes the song over, it becomes another song. And it becomes broad, right? And that it becomes broad but not weighty, because she is singing those lines of just give me enough to make one more day. Just help me to last till you make a way. You brought me too far. I'm with you to stay. And she drives that into the chorus again. And, again, it's broad, but it's not heavy. And so by the time we get into the bridge or the vamp at the end, those two voices going back and forth, she's one of my, and you know this as well, like Karen is one of my favorite voices to hear and to sing with. Much like, and she's also part of our praise team. So much like most of the members of our praise team, we've been together for a while. And so to be able to go back and forth with her on this song was just a wonderful experience. I also enjoyed performing with those musicians. I mean, we had some of Atlanta's best to come and join us on this journey. Kyle Williams playing guitar, Myron Carroll on bass, Terica Pearson, who's our drummer at church, playing drums, and a myriad of others, Gary Harris and some others to join us on it. So for all of that to kind of come together, it's a beautiful thing to birth. And so very excited, just much like you, for July 1st. Right. Just excited for July 1st and excited for the videos to come. Mr. Trey Floyd is doing that video for us, and he is super dope and amazing. And so with all of it. Just very excited. I don't want to take up the whole time. I think that's pretty much all, Pastor, I have for you. Do you have any questions for me or anything that you felt like I didn't cover you want to share? Oh, did I lose him? Oh, I can't see him anymore. I don't know if he's with us, but according to this, you guys can see me. So, uh, don't forget, July 1st, forever depending on you on all the streaming platforms, Fellowship of Love Church or folk music. Want to give a shout out to our praise team, Higher Standard, who helped bring this together, as well as our band, Glue, who are a very integral part of our worship team and worship experience. Also, join us for worship every Sunday, 9 a.m. on those streaming platforms. I'm sorry, on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube Live. And yeah, that's all we got. Okay. Don't know if we've lost him or what's going on. If you can still hear me, I do know we were supposed to go to God with prayer. And so if you're watching JJ, oh, he hit me back again. Let's see. Maybe something happened. Oh, I didn't know if, hey, I did no worries. I didn't know if they were still on that line or not. I think I still have that one open. If you're open, jump over to the new one. Tabs is ready for you. Um, but we already talked about this weekend. I'm sorry, go ahead. Okay.